da polako krenemo. Dobar dan svima. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, dear speakers, welcome to the second DIH World Community Days, organized by Regional Development Agency SIMORA and its Digital Innovation Hub PISMO. DIH World Community Days are organized in the scope of the project called DIH World Project, which the SIMORA is part of, and it is financed from the Horizon program. If you know, and I think the most of you know, SIMORA started to work on developing gaming industry in our region, especially in the city of Novska, and establishing business incubator PISMO, which became then Digital Innovation Hub, and hopefully soon we will be a European Digital Innovation Hub. So we started to participate in DIH World Project in 2020, and until 2023, we will try to help SMEs and public sector in their way towards digital transformation. The main focus of PISMO is, of course, gaming, but linked to the artificial intelligence and blockchain. So we can say that those are our main topics. We will talk about them today, and of course about other good examples of digital transformation in our region, in Croatia and in Europe. At the beginning, I would like to shortly present DIH World Project with a short presentation, and I would like to ask Philip if he can share presentation, please. Okay, thank you very much. Philip, you can go on the first slide, please. So the DIH World Project, as I said, is financed from the Horizon project, and it is worth more than 8 million euros. It is focused on the uptake of advanced digital technologies by European manufacturing SMEs in all sector. And at the other side, the World Project tries to strengthen the capacities of the regional DIHs, digital innovation hubs, such as PISMO and the other digital innovation hubs that are included in this project. Second slide. So these are the objectives of the DIH World: support the uptake of advanced technologies, enlarge, strengthen the capacities of DIH, and consolidate the existing DIHs network in the Europe. So basically, we will try to uptake and use the rise of the advanced new technologies. The consortium of the DIH World, as you see, the main partners are these above: CARSA, Improve Academia, Eurada, etc. And digital innovation hubs from all over the Europe, 27. Today we have a first physical meeting in Bilbao in Spain, and it will be a pleasure to see everybody for the first time, not online, but in person. And of course, 8 SMEs are involved from 6 countries in pilot experiments. What are the key concepts of DIH World Project? DIH World tries to enlarge the network of digital innovation hubs to at least 70 hubs in the Europe. The second concept is that we are developing the DIH World Academy, and it will provide a wide range of trainings. DIH World twinning scheme, technology needs assessment, open calls. This is very interesting, and I will talk about this a little bit later, and DIH World experiments. So this is currently the network of digital innovation hubs in Europe in the scope of DIH World Project, as you see, 55, and it is intention to increase it to 70. So DIH World Experiments is basically something that it's going to be a large part of the project. 50+ experiments is going to be will be carried out during the project, and 2 open calls for the SMEs and digital innovation hubs were opened. First one was last year in April, and the second one is open now. So the SMEs and hubs can apply to those calls. So the first open call, the experiments were in 9 sectors: in food, construction, maritime, wood, textile, logistics, electrical and optical equipment, mobility, and rubber. The next slide, please. The DIH World's second open call is looking for innovative experiments across Europe. And as I said, its intention is to integrate digital technologies in the processes, products, or services of manufacturing SMEs. Budget is 95,000 euros per experiment, and you see these sectors that are going to be involved in the experiments and the applicants that can apply to this call. Second call was announced in April, and the deadline is in June, and we are sending information to our SMEs in our region. But if you are interested, of course, you can contact Philip or me, and we will tell you something a little more about this call. As I said, today and tomorrow is the first meeting in person in Bilbao, Spain. And the number of DIH days are organized all over the Europe until May 15. And one of these days is today in Croatian, DIH pismo. The next slide, please. I suppose that's it. Yeah, we have lost the presentation. Okay, thank you very much, Philip. And at this point, before we start with our very distinguished speakers, I would like to ask Philip and Jure to put video of DIH World project for everybody to see. Philip, ne vidimo. Aha, okay.
The world is always moving, always changing. Keep up transforming your organization digitally and stay ahead. Improve your processes, products and services through digital technologies and you will increase profits, increase agility, improve productivity, increase visibility, move faster. Digital innovation hubs are not-for-profit, one-stop shops that support companies, in particular SMEs, and public organizations in their digital transformations. SMEs can benefit from digital innovation hubs to better understand how to improve their processes, products and services through digital technologies. DIH World aims to accelerate the uptake of advanced digital technologies by European manufacturing SMEs in all sectors by supporting them in building sustainable competitive advantages and reaching global markets. DIH World strengthens the capacities of regional DIHs, particularly in underrepresented regions across Europe. The project is coordinated by CASA and supported by Interlara Consulting, Improve, Innovalia Association, Eurada and CBT. In addition, the project involves 27 digital innovation hubs from 26 countries and 8 SMEs from 6 countries to develop 8 pilot experiments. The aim is to grow the community to include more than 70 DIHs and 50 SMEs. To reach this goal, DIH World is launching 2 open calls for consortium seeking innovative experiments conducted by 1 SME and 1 DIH. The first one took place in April 2021 and added 35 experiments to the project. And the second one, in April 2022, and will add 20 experiments. Information on the open call will be presented during the Community Days, events in 26 countries across Europe organized by all the DIHs in order to connect DIHs with their ecosystems. From 18th April to 15th of May 2022, you will get experiences and cases in this double transition and how DIHs can help you with this procedure through their services. Don't think twice. Act.
Okay, thank you very much, SIMORA guys. We are now starting with our speakers, and it is my great pleasure to welcome all of the speakers today. And we really have strong and very well experts in their field. And the first speaker today is Mr. Mirko Sužnjević, the keynote speaker today, the assistant professor at the Faculty of Engineering and Computing, as we call it in Croatian, FER. It is well-known Croatian faculty, very valued and known by its education, but also R&D activities. Mr. Sužnjević leads a number of R&D projects linked to multimedia contents, and he leads a team that works on video game design and development. He published a lot of articles, and it is a great pleasure to welcome him here. And I believe that we in SIMORA and in our work with gaming development can certainly learn a lot from his experience. Professor Sužnjević, if I said something wrong, please correct me.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Andreja, and hello, everybody. It's an honor to be here and to hold the presentation for such a large audience on this event. I will now just share my slides, and please just say if you see them properly. No. Do you see the slides currently,
yes.
Or?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, because I see my own screen, so just in case. Okay, so welcome everybody, and today I'll do a lecture about something else, about the challenges of the green transitions from Croatian small farmers. So somebody will ask, why am I the person to be talking about this, and I'll explain about this a bit during the presentation. So this is just a brief contents of this talk. I'll do some introduction about me, do some talks about the high-level policies in the agriculture and some of the paths that Croatia has taken, and what are some of the problems on the low levels of the Croatian farmers. So basically, as Andreja said, I'm an assistant professor at the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Computing, and my research is based in network video games primarily, and then VR, virtual reality, augmented reality, remote reality, and so on. My teaching courses, which I teach at the faculty, are basics of digital game development, virtual environments, basics of virtual environments, network traffic and performance. I'm creating new subjects in area of network games and so on. So this is my scientific background. Regarding the projects which Andreja mentioned, I have been part of very large list of projects. I have here just put some which are relatively recent. We are developing a new master study for the video game development and and design. The project has just finished, and we are in the process of submitting these master studies to the evaluation of the Croatian formal government. I have had a lot of projects with Croatian companies such as Nanobit, which is the biggest Croatian gaming company, Croatian Telecom, in terms of evaluating some 5G networks for different gaming services. With Byte Motion is a Swedish company where we develop some stuff for robot control through the game engines, and also have some research projects directly with the industry which are funded by the Croatian government. For example, with development of ultra low latency video signal transmission devices, where we are doing some quality of experience for drone piloting, also quality assurance for telecommunication services using cybersecurity, where we're doing again some quality assurance for the typical telecom services, and towards new paradigms in service quality management, and so on and so on. But again, these one may ask, okay, that's all fun and games, but what's with the agriculture? Basically, I have my own small consulting company in VM, and through that I have done a lot of consulting work regarding the telecommunications, data analysis, and so on. But also what I have been doing, I have been writing small agricultural project applications. Why and how? Basically, I'm from a small village in Sisak County, and basically, first of my project I wrote from my mom and dad, and I was, okay, there's a simple project. I have written so many scientific projects. I'm going to just write you a project for this, and we're going to get this, and so on. I started doing it for family, for friends, and so on and so on, and basically really sprang as a self-sustaining thing, because then just people started calling me, and I started working this in my free time. And currently I have I have my projects that I have written have withdrawn 2 million kunas in funding so far, and currently I have applied for another 2 million kunas in some other projects. So I have some experience about that. So basically, I have a relatively unique experience because I know the high-level policies because of my scientific background and so on. So I study them as well, and I have the knowledge of the low-level farmer who is trying to be as productive as can, to employ new digital technologies, and to take a seat on the train of the green transition. So this is what this presentation is going to be about the top and about the bottom, and how these two meet and what are the problems here. Of course, with the especially some focus on the digital part of the green transition. So just to give a brief overview for everybody about the European Green Deal. European Green Deal is a big movement on the side of the European Union, where main threats which are identified are climate change and environmental degradation. So Green Deal aims to boost the economy, to make the economy climate neutral, and also to cut pollution, create sustainable industry, create sustainable transport. The funds for this are huge. The budget for the Green Deal is 1 trillion euros, where 528 billion will be coming directly from the EU, some will be coming from the member states, and some are expected to be invested by the public and private sectors. And this is all by the 2030. The main focus is energy, and again, when you look at today's political situation, the war in Ukraine, and everything like that, the Europe is trying to be sustainable in the global picture. So to reduce the energy spending and to create more energy from the renewable sources. So the benefits of the Green Deal, I'm not going to go into detail on them, but basically fresh air, clean water, healthy soil, healthy economy, new industry, new jobs, longer lasting products. In general, higher quality for the both people and the planet. To transition this to Croatia, Green Deal in Croatia has been defined through the Croatia 2030 strategy, and the Green Deal and digital transition will be achieved through the transition to clean energy, encouraging green and blue investments. When they say blue investment, they're of course talking about maritime investments which are not polluting the sea, decarbonization of building, circular economy, self-sufficiency in food production, bioeconomy, and conservation of ecosystems and biodiversity. So from these strategic goals that Croatia has set for itself, we have the ecological and energy transition for climate neutrality and food self-sufficiency and bioeconomy development, which are related to the agricultural sector. Okay, so this is about the Green Deal. Of course, we need to know how is the agricultural sector being dealt with on the level of Europe in general, and of course on Croatia. So CAP, or the Common Agricultural Policy, is the main policy of the European Union, which has been launched in 1962, and the following goals are there: to support farmers, to improve productivity, ensuring a stable supply of food. Of course, no country in the world is independent if it cannot feed its populace. This is the first and foremost rule of geopolitics, I would say. Also, the policy wants to safeguard the rural economies, the rural landscapes, and enable farmers to make a good living, to be able to earn money, but also not to completely destroy the rural landscapes and so on and so on. So the CAP has been doing trying to achieve these goals through financing three main stuff. So income support. So you're, for example, making growing wheat, and for that you're gonna get some wheat and sell it on the market, but also you will get the income support from the state or from the union. Of course, there are market measures which are basically dealing with some volatile things that can be unexpected and happen on the market for any reason. For example, some of these measures were employed in 2014 again when Russia invaded Crimea, and then there were sanctions, and for example, Europe could not sell apples to Russia, and from one point you had a ton of apples which you could not sell, and then these market measures enabled the producers of apples to survive such crisis. And the last part is rural development, and you can see on this pie chart how these funds are more or less divided. Now, how does this CAP come to the Green Deal? The Common Agricultural Policy has been under reform, and all of the member states have been tasked to submit a new strategy for the Common Agricultural Policy by the end of 2021. And basically, there are 9 objectives, and especially in line with the Green Deal, are increased contribution on EU agriculture to climate change, management of natural resources such as water, soil, air, reinforced protection of biodiversity, which we'll also see. I'll mention this when we come to Croatian part, effective sustainability of food system in accordance with societal concerns regarding food and health and animal welfare. So it's not there are a lot of policies of actually handling animals with care, and of course ensuring a fair economic return for the people who are actually doing this. And how does this look on the side of measures? So we have the measures in Green Deal which are related to the agricultural sector is reducing the use of pesticides first and foremost, reducing the sales of antibiotics and so on for the animals, reducing the nutrient losses in the fields, achieving at least 25% of organic growth by 2030. This is very important for our technological side, which will come after broadband in the rural areas. Some rural areas of Croatia at one point did not have any mobile signal, any access to internet. So this is really, really bad, and this needs to be addressed in the future. And this is I would say, condition for these, first and foremost condition for these areas to grow in terms of both populace, economic development, and also agricultural development. And of course, increasing biodiversity in the land. So Croatia has actually done its job and submitted a new strategy for the CEP. And if you can see this pie chart here, in Croatia, we have a lot more funds devoted to the development of the rural areas. For example, all of this, let us say, slice of the pie is more towards rural development, which is actually needed because Croatia has a lot of rural areas and a lot of agricultural areas which are not fully developed. So we need more funds there. And basically, in this graph, which is in Croatian, is saying that there are three areas where the one is to strengthen the sector. The second one is to make the life in the rural areas better, because in Croatia, these rural areas are usually super sparsely populated, and the people are more and more flocking out of these areas, and this is a huge problem. And in the end, the blue part is, of course, protection of the environment and so on. So what is the goal for all of this transition? We have an ideal farmer that we want as an end of the green transition. So he has some kind of organic or ecological distribution. He has a sufficient production to make a really good living. He has a production model which is specified. He's not producing, for example, corn and wheat, which has been a traditional produce in Croatia, and then you're very dependent on whether these two mass-produced plants will succeed and so on. So what would be important is to use digital services for optimization of the production, for optimization of business. We'll see later, this is super rare for the small farmers in Croatia. Of course, uses little or no pesticides and produces his own energy through renewable sources. So this is what we want. We want majority of our farmers to be this guy. This is one for example, olive nursery of family Volarević, which I found as a example for success story. But what we have is completely different. So our average small farmer, especially in the Sisak-Moslavina County, where I'm from and where I have done majority of my business regarding consulting in agriculture, is a small farmer is either in pension or it works at some other job, and this is just side income, doesn't have high education, focuses on traditional farming, has super old equipment, has parcellated land, small parts of land which are sliced all around the landscape, has low to non-ICT knowledge. Very rare somebody has any ICT knowledge, and I'm saying like, okay, yeah, you could buy this software that would make your production more optimized. It would tell you when to do something and so on. And they say, I don't know how to use email. So that's very problem. So also, what is super problematic in Croatia, the ecological measures or getting into ecology is super hard. It's super hard, and it's at some points it's even impossible due to the facts that you have to have certain conditions that are not only yours to make. For example, you cannot use pesticides 2 kilometers from your parcel, and for example, the neighbor of yours is using pesticides on corn next to your parcel, and you cannot do anything about it, and you cannot get into the ecological measures. So again, the second part of the reality is, what does the Croatian farmer want? He wants a tractor. This is the popular tractor from the former Yugoslavia, EMT, and everybody wants a tractor. Not new one, because they cannot purchase a new one, but they want some used tractor to be able to use it, because the average tractors are, this is not a statistical, of course, but just from my experience, more than 30 years old. These, as I said, these tractors are from former Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia fell apart 25 years ago, and there are still majority of tractors in the Sisak-Moslavina County. They also want to buy additional land, to get more funds for their income support, to have a reliable market for its products, and so on. So very few want some significant changes in terms of solar panels. That's more and more popular. Digitalization and surveillance of production. I would say that beekeepers are here the top branch, because they want digital scales which report them how much honey is there in their beehives. This is relatively prominent, but as I also noticed, a lot of young folks are going into beekeeping because it's relatively productive and doesn't involve that much hard work and time. So a lot of folks are doing it as I said, as a side job, in addition to their main job. And also what farmers want is adding tourism as another activity, which is quite common. So how do we get from here to our ideal farmer? So there are targeted measures through Fund of Rural Development and support for ecological measures through support for agriculture. For example, if you're in ecological measures, you get a lot of more money. And I would say people are just now being more and more aware of how much money this can mean and what are they getting from this. So from the investment in Croatia, we have the measures which are marked with numbers, and one of the most popular measures is measure 6.3.1, where the Croatian farmer can get 15,000 euros completely funded by the EU and the state, and it's very popular. And the last call, which was announced last year, very much focused and gave points if somebody invests into ecological renewable power source, energy sources, if they invest in digitalization and so on, which is super great. But again, we need to have in mind that they want tractors and they need tractors, but this is a very good way to start them on the digitalization and renewable sources. There's another 6.1.1 where the farmers can get 50,000 euros, but this is only for the young folks. This is also by my means relatively good measure. And it makes the person who applies get a lot of funds, and also they need to employ themselves on the farm. Another measure which is also 50,000 euros is 6.2.1, which is focuses on not agriculture but tourism and other measures which can be done on the farm. For example, I don't know, some traditional skills like making barrels or making jams, just not from the plums or something like that. So not just basic agriculture, but making something from the agricultural produce. What is the problem from the current measures? So these measures are okay. They're relatively, I would say, they're hitting the good spots. But what is failing? The renewable sources have only recently gotten for farms fully 100% funding from the state. Currently, they did. Before that, it was only 50%. And when I'm talking about the small farmers, they're poor. They don't have really usually 10 or 20,000 euros that they can invest and get them back in 5 years. This is almost never the case. And as I said, the previous measure 4.2.2 had like that. There are no direct measures for digitalization, nor direct measures for automatization. So this would be really good to let people buy stuff from the state, from the EU, that will directly affect just, for example, of digitalization measures. I think this would be a good way to make people use this the software, use the things that can be automated more in their production. And also there is one gap between after 6.3.1. Okay, people can get something about after 6.3.1, but after that there are no measures that can push them a little further, except this 6.1.1, which is only for the people who are 40 years and younger. And as I said, most of the people are not young, which are dealing with this. Okay, I'm being a bit more off my schedule, but I'll try to rush this. The high level problem is that agricultural policy in Croatia, but also in the Europe, has two very conflicting goals. In Croatia, we need to create agriculture which is relevant on the market, so that the produce is relevant for the market. But on the other side, we want to make the rural places alive. We don't want to just make everybody sell their houses, sell their land, and have huge big farms there, or with very, very few people there. So this is a very conflicting high level problem. And it's very, very manifest in weird ways. For example, I have had one person applying for a really good project. He wanted to make a chicken farm for egg production, which would be highly digitalized, powered by the renewable sources, to having robotic collection of the eggs, all the good stuff. And he was located near Zagreb because he's a relatively young person, lives in a suburban area and so on. Because the Croatian policy is focused on very, very poorly developed areas, he didn't get the project. The project was great. The project was probably the best one I ever wrote, but because of the grading system, he didn't have enough points and he didn't get funding. So this is one thing. On the other side, if you're going from the market side, as larger you get less and less support from the state. This might be good, this might be bad, but in general, for the goal of highly competitive market production, it's bad. Also, I have to here say something about the additional Croatian problems which stem from our history and stuff like, not only from our history, but political situation and stuff like that. Some rural areas. We're talking here about how we're going to digitalize farmers, how we're going to give them new software, the robotic equipment, how we're going to automate their production. And somewhere rural areas don't have power. They don't have a water from the water system. Of course, besides that, there's a lot of them that have those two, but don't have broadband internet. This is super complicated in the Sisak-Moslavina County, where we had to have an earthquake so that people who would come to rescue and help people would come into some areas and say, oh my God, I don't have the mobile signal, and to state to come here and say, okay, I'm going to place 2 mobile network repeaters and help there. So this was a huge problem. So state needs to step up here and invest in covering meeting the EU's agenda about and bridging the digital divide. So bridging the area, bringing broadband to the rural areas. As I said, there's very complicated terms for granting ecological certificates. I think this is under revision, and it needs to be under revision. It needs to change, so more people. I would say, like 80% of the farmers in my village are doing the cleanest, best food ever. No pesticide ever. Nobody is in the ecological registers, and I would say, or 80% of them, it's the best, cleanest organic food you can get anywhere, everywhere. The cheese production of one folk in my village is insane. It's the best cheese you have ever tasted. It's like water, milk, salt, vinegar. That's it. Best cheese ever. He's not in an ecological and so on, because these are very, very complex stuff which need to be simplified. Also, our support system is not produce-based, but only number-based, and there's a lot of I would say, money laundering. Even people who have obtained a lot of money through any means, just buying flats of land and just cutting this, putting cattle on this and proclaiming this to be pastures and getting a lot of money. It's a huge problem, and I think it's currently being solved, in the process of solving, but still a huge problem. Additional, I have to say now, 10 minutes before this talk, I have had a call with one of my clients where his project was refused. I just saw it in the system. He has lost his farmhouse, not farmhouse, but the stable in the earthquake, and he has applied for renewal of the stable in the earthquake, and everything was great. He paid me, the consultant, he paid the architects to build the project, everything like that. And this stable is on 4 parcels of land. 3 parcels of land are his, and 1 parcel of land is on his late father. And the state, during the process of giving after the person dies, you need to get his property and so on. And during this process, the state, one of the state's entities, forgot to tell the other state entity, hey, this parcel of land was from this guy who died, just give it to his son. So he has four parcels of land, which there is a stable, 3 parcels of his. One was from his late father, and he's saying, okay, I'm starting to do again the process of getting the land from my late father, and his project worth, I would say, like 100,000 euros was denied because he doesn't have all the land in his possession. He's not the owner of all the land, and it's completely insane. It is completely insane, and he cannot do anything about it. I cannot do anything about it, and that is how it is. He will get this land, for example, in the second half of this month, and what not this month, this year, and what his project application was failed. So the problem was with the cadastre and ledger is also not being insane. Legal system, as I illustrated, is here late and complicated. A lot of land on dead people, disputes take years to solve, and so on. And of course, in Croatia, the earthquake has had a lot of impact on the infrastructure. For example, I know people who had 10 cows, and the earthquake tore down their stable. And they sold the cows. You have to hold them somewhere, and there were predatory buyers which bought the cows at low prices at the time after the earthquake. And today it's like 2.5 years after the earthquake, they still don't have the stable back. Although there is money, but the procedures are super long and ineffective. So they have the state has the money. The state says we're going to give the money for you to renew your stable, but the process takes super long. So these are the problems. I hope I didn't bug you too much with this lecture, but I wanted to showcase you how the policy on the high end tries to help, and what does not see, and how these policies which are trying to make a good life for these farmers, to enable them to use the funds for the Green Deal to help them, to help the land, and to help us to have more healthy food and healthy living, are trying, but they're also out of sync in some points. So I think that some stuff needs to be more talk between the funding bodies in Croatia, especially, and the small folks. We need specific measures for digitalization, automation for this area. I think we need full funding for the renewable sources, additional measures for the Green Deal for the small farmers after these 15,000 euros, maybe some bigger with small part of the farmers funding themselves, simplicity in information for the small farmers. I am a consultant, and I still cannot calculate for the farmers how much funding support will they get based on what they have. The system is super complicated. There needs to be a system which will showcase them the information if they just enter what they have, and showcase them the information how much money will they get from the support, which this is also important. Also more financing for the consultants. I'm doing my work mostly almost pro bono and taking only the money for the which is given to me, but I know a lot of people are taking a lot of more money, because you cannot have a project which is worth 15,000 euros and 50,000 euros, and the amount of work for one and another is completely different, and say the consultant will get the same fee for both of them. And in the end, this will just transfer the cost of this consulting work to the small farmer. Again, they're relatively poor, they don't have the money, and so on. So also there needs to be a knowledge base of which goods are good, which produce should farmers pick up, in what should they invest, instead of them just going their traditional way and growing wheat and corn as they have for years and years and decades. So basically that's it from me. I try to bridge the gap and showcase what is the problem, how do we go and digitalize the agriculture for the small farmers, and what are the problems they face, and how the EU and the state try to fix this problem, and where are the discrepancies, where we not seeing each other properly. So I extended a bit for my talk. I apologize to the organizers for that, and if any questions arise, I'm here.
Thank you very much, Mirko. It was very interesting to hear something that I think we all are aware of, but just keeping in the back of our heads. I was laughing at the picture of MT because, you know, I live also in the country and every day they pass through my street to the fields. And I think that if anything, that this war in Ukraine has learned us that the agriculture is necessary. Sustainability and organic food and everything. I mean, we have so many resources and we can feed ourselves. So it was very interesting. And I need to say, of course, when you spoke about measures 6.3 and 6.2, and we had some similar experiences in the last few days about rejections and something like that. So craziness is all around us. So that is pretty much everything I can say about this topic. If anybody has a question, can I check a chat? No, there isn't. We will give opportunity for everybody to ask at the end. Thank you very much. I'm going to pass on to our next speaker, and Philip will take over the moderation after that, because maybe you heard a voice beside me. I'm at the airport, so my plane is leaving very soon and I need to be on it. I'm going to give floor now to my colleague Tomislav Plesec, the person that is involved in development of gaming industry in Sisak-Moslavina County from the early phase in 2016. He will talk about our digital innovation Pismo, and he will talk about what are we trying to do in Pismo, and it also can be connected with the things that Mirko has said, that we need to work more on changing some stuff. So Tomislav, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, of course.
Okay, I think you're just very blurry. We cannot see you. You're very dark. I don't. That's okay. So the floor is yours, and yeah, sorry, I hear somebody beside you.
Okay.
I don't know, or somebody is not muted. I don't know what's happening. Okay, Tomislav, you can start, and Philip, you are continuing on.
Okay, thank you, Andrea. I hope you can all see my screen. Philip, please confirm if my screen is visible.
Yeah, we can see the presentation.
Thank you. Okay, hello,
but
everybody.
we can see the slides on the side. If you have started the presentation, we don't see the full screen. We see the PowerPoint, you know, with the all of the other stuff. So we have slides on the side. We have the PowerPoint, not just the full screen.
But now it is supposed to be a full screen. I placed it on full screen.
No, still not. Sometimes you need in this tool, you need to go and just go share the window, not the screen, because I know it from experience from my lectures.
Okay. Now is it better?
Yep, now it's full screen.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for minor technical issues. My name is Tomislav Plesec, and I'm employed here in Sisak-Moslavina County in our regional development agency. Today, I will tell you a couple of words about our digital innovation hub Pismo and about its services. So to start, this is something most of you already know, but just as a reminder, Sisak-Moslavina County launched an initiative called Center of Gaming Industry. It was launched in 2016 and it has 6 main steps. Just to go through them shortly, they include free English courses in kindergartens, workshops for creation of video games in primary and secondary schools in Sisak-Moslavina County. Third step is launching startup businesses through business incubator Pismo. And there are also steps that include introduction of new 4-year curriculum for development of video games in high schools, which is called Video Game Technician. Step for support for launching startups in the field of video game development. And the final step includes development and construction of a gaming center in Novska, which will actually be one big campus, which will have a faculty, esport arena, incubator and accelerator as well, and student dormitory. So let's focus on third step, which includes business incubator and digital innovation hub Pismo. As I said, it is located in Sisak-Moslavina County in Novska. It was established in 2016, and it has a status of business incubator and digital innovation hub. Pismo is focused on gaming industry and metal processing industry, and currently there are more than 60 startups in the incubation. Capacities of the facility include 1,200 square meters of space, which includes offices, co-working area, conference room, multimedia area. It also has special equipment for game development, which includes computers, music and video studio, VR equipment, motion capture studio, photogrammetry, 3D printer, etc. It also has some equipment which is dedicated for metal processing industry, which is a traditional industry in our county, and that equipment includes CNC machine and melting furnace. And we can say that the core business of Pismo as a DIH is a smart skills buildup, which translates to enhancement of existing and creation of new labor force for smart specialization. Here you can see a couple of photos of our incubator. There is one photo where you can see young people attending the Unity education, and here is our equipment as well. So about those educations, we also in Pismo have educations which aim to help individuals and existing companies to acquire certain skill set which is necessary to withstand the challenges of our digital era. So we have free trainings in digital skills for gaming, and they last for 6 months. Basically, those trainings are divided into parallel groups of approximately 20 people each. One group is for graphics and the other one is for programming. And in May, we will have the 7th generation of these educations starting. So far, there have been more than 250 attendees in these educations. It is also worth saying that all people who are unemployed and that attend our educations, they can receive Croatian minimum wage and travel expenses during the education. So that is meant mostly for people who arrive from all over the Croatia. So there are a lot of expenses in arriving in Novska and being there accommodated for the duration of the education. So this mechanism is meant to help them with that. And as I said, people arrive from entire Croatia, and these educations really sparked a huge interest. And as a result of these educations, we have more than 60 startups established in our incubator. And most of them are in game development business, and a majority of them are established by people who went through our educations. And they work on various projects such as development of video games, augmented reality applications, etc. This is our Unity education, and Blender, which is for graphics. As you can see, they're all very focused on their work. And once people go through their educations, they can found their startups in the incubators. And while they're in incubation, we offer them certain services to make their life easier. So the most obvious service is the rent of offices and co-working units, which is usual in any business incubator. The incubation lasts up to 5 years. And as I said, there are startups now working mostly on their own projects. Some of them cooperate with other companies, etc. Also, we offer them favorable access to equipment and conference rooms, and we offer them financial support that are provided to all startups who are located in Pismo in the field of IT and gaming. And those supports are achieved through partnership of Sisak-Moslavina County, Croatian Employment Service, and Town Novska, and they can amount to up to 20,000 euros. Also, what we offer to our startups is mentoring service, which includes direct help from our educators for Unity and Blender, And that help is regarding their technical assistance on development of their products. Also, this mentoring is achieved through cooperation with other partner institutions, such as other gaming companies, who can also provide some valuable assistance. And basically what we do here is we follow clients' first steps toward digitalization and lead them throughout the entire process. Also, another service we can offer there is business skills scale up, where we offer some educations in the field of entrepreneurship. It is pretty much clear to all of us that providing the attendees of the educations with the technical knowledge about programming and graphics is not enough. So we also have to give them some basic and more advanced information about how to run a business. And also what we offer to them is to find solutions for financing of their ideas. And we monitor regularly all possible calls for applications for projects at EU, national, or local level. And we assist them, of course, with the application of their projects. And what we can also help them with are launching of their own crowdfunding campaigns as also one mean to raise funds. Also worth mentioning are marketing services, where we can help them with promotion of their startups on our social media and web. And also we regularly attend our most known fairs for game development, Rebooting for Gamer, which is held in Zagreb and Dubrovnik. Also, we organize a lot of B2B meetings and a lot of networking events. And speaking of events, every year we also organize a global game jam, which is a competition in the entire world. And our people from our startups and from our educations can compete in video game development against companies and other stakeholders from entire world. And also we have a local competition called Local Game Jam. These photos are from one of the global game jams. As you can see, the atmosphere is mostly relaxed, but there is also a lot of pressure to create a video game in 48 hours. And now, finally, I will also mention that Pismo is also has also been candidated to become an European digital innovation hub. This is our intention to scale up all of our activities and services. We were nominated by Croatian government in the pre-selection process, and then we applied to the recently closed European call, which was in the scope of the Digital Europe program. And basically this call and the entire Digital Europe program aims to produce a European network of digital innovation hubs, which will all together work in digitalizing the entire European economy. And we have specialized our EDIH in technologies of blockchain, gaming, which we already have, and artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. In order to bring everything on another level, we partnered with some institutions from Croatia, namely those are Croatian Institute of Physics, Faculty of Organization and Informatics of University of Zagreb, PAR University College from Rijeka, Hashnet, which is a company from Slovenia, which also operates in Croatia and is expert in blockchain. Also here is the Fast Lane Limited, which is an official Microsoft partner, which will bring Microsoft services in the partnership. And also we partner with the Artificial Intelligence Center LIPIC. And also we have collaboration with many other stakeholders from other edicts from all over Europe. And regarding the geographical scope of our edict, we will cover Central Croatia and Northern Adriatic. Economic focus areas that we will offer mostly our services include agriculture. Specifically, it refers to autonomous drive of the machinery, Then we also have tourism and hospitality, health, specifically medical rehabilitation, which will utilize AI. Also the wood industry, construction, pharmaceutics, video game development, and education. Those are some sectors that we will mostly offer our services to, but we will also offer digitalization services to any other sector, whoever has an idea or project how to scale up its business or how to incorporate some digital services in its company, no matter what area it is, they're all more than welcome in Pismo. So those services that I'm talking about are divided into 4 main groups, which are test before invest, skills and trainings, support to find investments, and ecosystems and networking. And now I will shortly just tell you what these groups of services include. So first, test before invest. Here we will offer digital maturity assessments, which is a first step for digitalization of any SME. That will be assessment of current digitalization of the company, and it will have some recommendations on what can be achieved. Also, there will be a technical support on scale-ups for SMEs, where we will, as it says, provide more technical support, not just business. Also, we will incorporate testbed infrastructure for blockchain technology for those who wish to incorporate NFTs or any kind of blockchain technology into its company. Also, for gaming industry, we will have demonstrations of use of new algorithms to generate new graphical assets in game development. Also, there are some other specific services, such as a demonstration of crowdsourcing data collection through artificial intelligence, through gamification. So we will connect gamification and AI. Also, for global positioning services, we will also have some demonstrations based on real-time kinematic, which is a new technology which will provide better positioning, more precise, which will also be good in food delivery, for example. Also, for medical rehabilitation, we will found a special service which will be called AI Lab, which will try to find new solutions for incorporation of AI into the medical rehabilitation. And many services will also be able to receive a digital twin, where we will be able to have some demonstration and simulations for various jobs. Second group of activities or services are skills and trainings. We will have really a lot of trainings for SMEs and for public sector. Their aim will be to acknowledge our attendees about possibilities of digital era. Some of those trainings will have following topics. So we have digital economy trainings, entrepreneurship trainings based on innovative digital technologies, which will also include training labs and boot camps. Also, there will be development and prototyping of innovative digital services, Internet of Things in business training, big data training, gamification upskilling, also how to use artificial intelligence accelerators in many devices using Internet of Things, and something about blockchain, what blockchain is. Basically, it is an introduction to blockchain, some educations regarding blockchain readiness and maturity assessments, blockchain for climate and green solutions. Also, we will have many boot camps, and finally, a platform will be launched containing many Microsoft technologies in all areas, in Internet of Things, in artificial intelligence in gaming. And users will be able to access this platform anytime and to see many educations that will be available online. Also, third group of activities includes support to find investments. We will have training on how to scale up a business. We will also organize a lot of business consultations in person, online, whatever. Also, we will train interested parties for pitch events and organize pitch events where they will be able to promote themselves and to find investors. And also we intend to organize crowdfunding campaigns. And finally, ecosystem and networking, which includes organization of networking meetings with relevant stakeholders, and also technological trend watching, where basically we will have a newsletter which will be provided to our mailing lists with our SMEs and public sector to inform them about new trends in our relevant technologies. So I think yes, this is it about our services. Here you can find some contact information if you really wish to find out something more about our future activities in DIH PISMO. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tomislav. For all of you who would like to find more about PISMO, you can contact SIMORA or PISMO through our social media accounts as well as through emails. Now we are moving on to regional point of view. From that, I would like to welcome the company AGRIVI and its business development manager. Okay, are we on? Okay. From the regional point of view, I would like to welcome a company AGRIVI and its business development manager, Mr. Hrvoje Radić. AGRIVI is a very successful company in finding solutions on how to digitalize agriculture and to help people working on that field to move from traditional practices to the ones that are based on real data and facts. Also, Mr. Radić works on creating strategic partnerships for AGRIVI. He presents AGRIVI services and products on international market, and he follows up the latest trend in this field. So, Mr. Radić, you are very welcome to our Community Days event, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Philip. Just a second. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for a nice, short and precise introduction, and thanks for the invitation from SIMORA side. I have prepared a short presentation as we have agreed. Can you see it? Could you please confirm?
Yes, we can see it. Thank you.
Wait a second. Is it full now?
Not yet.
Full screen now?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Should be. Weird. This is full screen now. No?
No, not yet, but if it's not, you can just move on. It's okay.
With Zoom, I don't get it. Sometimes
it can
okay.
No worries.
The thing is, you need to select and share the window up, not the screen, but the window application in Zoom. You have it in the second row, so it's not up where it's the screens, but you need to share the application, really the window of the application, and then you'll get it.
The window of the application.
Yeah, you have when go sharing. Then you have on the lower part you have windows, and then you select the window where you have the full screen of the presentation.
I'll just leave it like this if you don't mind. Really?
No, it's okay.
It's okay. Thank you. So once again, my name is Hrvoje Radić. I'm working as a business developer in AGRIVI. I have joined AGRIVI a year ago. Before that, I was working in different creation companies that had their role in worldwide food supply chains in all food sectors, meaning grains, edible oils, fresh and pasteurized fruit and vegetables. The topic of my presentation will be to showcase one regional example what we have achieved by implementing our farm management software on one farming system here in Croatia. So before that, just short intro that we always like to discuss with customers. That is the vision and the mission of the company. And the vision is to change the way food is being produced and impact, the aim is to impact over 1 billion people. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had a discussion. You know, when you have a vision and you want to impact over 1 billion people, we had to do the math a couple of weeks ago to check where are we at the moment. And we from AGRIVI estimate that at the moment, we, with our farm management software, impacts between 150 and 200 million people worldwide, meaning those we are impacting now input providers, producers, farmers, processing or big food companies, and consumers of the goods that come from those supply chains where we have implemented our technology. The mission is to actually empower farmers and all agri-food stakeholders to digitalize their agriculture solution and help them reach even more economical and sustainable food production. Also, some general information that I would like to share with you. We have offices now in the United States, United Kingdom, Croatia, Romania, and Poland. And at the moment, we employ, this is a small mistake, we employ 50 plus employees, mostly IT experts and agronomists. And those two teams are responsible for creating all the features within the program within the product that we produce here, that is farm management software. Also, when we speak about our customers and the users of farm management software, there can be found actually different types of companies of different branches. As you can see here, those are listed. This is the slide that shows our customers that actually all come from different businesses. For example, Nestle is one of them, who is a big food company producing a wide spread of products. Then we have Driscoll's. He is one of the biggest berry producers in the world. Then there is Kimberly-Clark that is producing paper towels for sanitary and kitchen usage. McCormick is kind of a company similar to our Podravka, also producing wide range of products. BASF, chemical industry. BNP Paribas, one big international bank who is using our software. ISPA Seed International, company producing different types of seeds for agricultural production. Procesadora Tropical with tropical fruit, and Bim Samtori, company producing alcohol. They are located in United States and Mexico. Also, we've been recognized as one of the top 3 global leading companies in agtech industry. Based on the industry reports that being published in 2020. Since today, nothing has changed about that, so we are still there. When it comes to supporting those United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, we directly support 12 out of, I believe it's 17 of them. We don't support with our farm management software livestock production and underwater production, even though by using our software and by optimizing input production, especially the usage of chemical products, not directly but indirectly, we do influence the quality of soil and the pollution of water that at the end finishes into our rivers and our sea. So very short, very quick introduction. I was told I have 20 minutes. I'll try to follow that time slot, not to go over it. I have decided to show a small example of what we did in town of Ludbreg when we implemented over there our farm management software. I believe you know Ludbreg and his location, and we went there with our software 2 years ago. So when we got there, the situation was, I would say, not specific for location of Ludbreg and that rural area, but specific for also not the whole Croatia, but literally the whole world. I forgot to mention that we sell our software to over 100 countries and plus worldwide. And we support with our software 200, we have in our database over 200 products that are being produced by helping or by using our farm management software. So situation in Ludbreg was, I would say, as like anybody in the world. And farmers were facing some general issues that are common in agricultural production. So they are all cooperating with one big local big food processing company, and processing company has been requesting them to report, to inform, to follow up status, to fulfill all the health and the business demands from their side, from market side, from government side that were supposed to be followed. Also, when they've been trying to create any document, being just a basic document or global gap certificate or any other. Most of the, all of the business has been done manually. So information has been collected manually. It was put in Excel sheet. Then the Excel sheets were copied from one to another. So a lot of manual work, where they would all spend a lot of time doing that, and the possibility of creating an error was quite high. Also, reporting to any government agency or association was done manually in Excel sheet or Word sheet. And there was no one central point of communication and information exchange among this farmers association. Can you imagine all the fuss that was being created if if there were more than 5 communication channels being used among those groups, meaning literally email, telephone, Viber, text, WhatsApp, any other application that is there on the market. To get it even more complicated, for them, it took really too much time. It took them too much to collect and create reports. Also, there was no one central place for creating database for all the documents they've been creating, such as general stuff like general affairs or weather and pest alerts or subsidies and tendering. So they couldn't keep track of any of those. And of course, regarding health aspect of production, there was no in one place an overview of input usage. When I say input usage, I especially mean on chemical products usage. Even so, when there is one big food company cooperating with those farmers, they usually tend to have real-time insight in the production of all the farmers. And when there is a harvest period, that they tend to receive from the farmers, let's say, one level of quality of the products that is not so different one from another. and then they tend to have exact harvesting windows, so that those companies can also adopt their processing plants and labor force to be able to collect and process all the products harvested from the fields. So which tool did we bring to those farmers to help them solve the pains and even enrich their achieve to get their gains as quickly as possible? We have delivered to them our AGRIVI Farm Advisory. That's one of the models of one of the packages that we deliver and implement on their farms. And yeah, we were aiming at achieving quick top goals to enable those farmers to easily manage their administrative work and get better yields by a couple of tools that are most commonly being used among farmers worldwide. One of them is this pest and diseases alert. It's an AI produced and delivered to the market directly from AGRIVI IT and agronomist teams. This alarm works literally. It gives you a pop-up information saying, dear farmer, within 3 or 4 or 5 days on this location, on this field, this micro location of this field with this crop, there is a high potential of this pest or this disease. And the program automatically suggests to you which chemical product, which active substance to use. Literally, by having this information, you can react on time. The farmer can react on time, and avoid having damage on the field. Within European Union, there is for last year we found one information that farmers lose between 20 to 40% of let's say potential harvesting output due to late reaction on pests and diseases. Having that said, yeah, we empower them not to lose those 20 to 40% of potential harvesting output. This figure is a little bit of everything, because in this percentage, 20 to 40%, you can find all of the production in one bag, meaning both fruit and veggies, meaning grains, meaning oil seeds, etc., etc. Also, we deliver to them weather forecast for every yield, which is extremely accurate, and is being actually one of the most accurate weather forecasts in the world. There are also satellite imageries with nine different vegetation indexes that helps them recognize micro locations of the fields that are being maintained or in a good process of production, or there is some issue going on or will be going on their production. And it enables them to have detailed analysis of the field, of the crop, and of the variety. So by using our advisory platform, Ludbreg enhanced communication with farmers also, so they all got the same information on time, which was also one unique information that didn't go through many communication channels, but only through one, and enabled them to get also information about running tenders subsidies and events. That's I think also one of the key goals we have achieved with those farmers from that area. Also, other project goals that we have managed to score over there were those traceability reports were being accurate on time. Farmers didn't lose much of the effort or time and doing everything by pen and paper, because all the information was already gathered in the platform. They had automated reporting for government agencies. And one of the key things also was the fact that decision-making was based on real data inside of the production. Imagine you sit, you wake up in the morning, pour yourself a cup of coffee or tea, you sit in front of your laptop and you check what is going on your fields. The older model was you get up, you pour yourself a cup of coffee, you sit in tractor or on a bicycle and you drive around and check your fields. One big difference also, since my family has a farm also, when we go to scouting to check our fields, we usually drive or walk around. We never enter the fields, let's say in the middle, because especially if the fields are too big. You don't want to walk through your fields of wheat or barley or soya or anything when it's already grown. So actually, you don't have an insight what is going on in the field. You only see the situation walking around the field. By using our platform, you can see literally every square meter of your production and check what is going on. Also some general tools that are very useful, and we bring those to the farmers is among those four, I will speak mostly about financial budgeting. Today, unfortunately, a lot of farmers do not go through financial planning or budgeting. And most often they don't keep track of actuals, meaning how close or far they were compared to budgeting plan. I can speak from my experience also. In my village, out of 20 farmers, there are literally only a couple of them calculating their actuals, their costs, their income, and keeping track of their cash flow. The others are not so into that, and for them also things just happen. They are not planning or reacting on time if something is going wrong or something could go wrong. Besides that, it's quite common thing to have crop plan, to have a season agronomy plan per field, per product, or to create daily work orders. Those daily work orders are very useful if you have more than one worker doing different activities on your farm. Why do I mention that? Because quite often, when there are more than few people working on the farm, the communication gets lost due to different reasons. Here you have very precise daily work orders that literally and very precisely tell you where to do, when to do, what to do, who to do, how much to do, etc., etc., etc. Let me move on to the next slide. Regarding farm analytics, this is one of the shiniest things of our farm management software, where you can literally pull out any analytic detail or information you can dig from the platform, because the platform has been collecting all the information, all the data from the very beginning of production till the very end. And meaning it's all been when it's all been planned, it can be easily be tracked and analyzed, starting from very first labor management and soil analysis all the way through production to harvesting. From those data, you have not just real-time insight, but you have a very powerful tool for managing present and future activities. As I have already mentioned before, besides the weather intelligence that is being covered by one of the best weather forecast stations, there is also this early pest risk alarm by field, which I will mention this again, helps farmer be able to react on time, to do the scouting on time, recognize any potential damage that can occur, and also having information about which active substance they should get from their local chemical supplier. We don't recommend by name or by brand or by company any chemical suppliers, because collecting that database worldwide would be, I would say, mission impossible. But we do recommend active substance, and then it's up to the farmer to pick a brand or a company that he has in to be hot. It's been hot topic for a while, but it's getting more and more importance is traceability. By creating QR code, our products that are being harvested under farm management software can be traced all the way from field to fork, meaning when you get the product on the table, by scanning QR code, you can see all the data about this product, meaning how it was produced, which nutrient applied, which active substance is applied, what's the nutrition data of that product. You can see field location on a map and even photos of the farm. Lately, I know that more and more people are looking for that, because they wanna have the knowledge of what's the production practice behind this product. Is it really safe to consume that product, and where does it come from? The awareness of local production is growing more and more, and yeah, everybody is pushing toward consuming local production, meaning you support local farmers. And the transport part of the value chain is not so pollutable, meaning it's creating a minimum carbon footprint for the food you are having on your table. Key benefits that we like to point out that we bring to the farmers by using farm management software is I will just read those six words. It's transparency, efficiency, food safety, predictability, quality, and sustainability. I have came to an end. This is very shortly from my side, very quickly. Usually I'm not used to having a presentation 20 minutes long. Feel free if you have any questions, you can pop it up right now, or you can contact me later via my email address. And once again, thank you.
Thank you, Hrvoje. This was really very interesting, and all of that for me looks really extraordinary. So thank you for being here today with us. If anyone has any question for Mr. Radić, if not, you can please stop sharing,
Yeah, I'm trying.
I have one question, if I can.
Yeah, sure.
I apologize. I have had to move for a bit during the lecture, so I might have missed it. So is there a future or a version of this where this could be employed for the small farmers, where they could have a simplified version of this for their crops or something like that, where I could maybe put this on a mobile and they just input the minimal requirements they need and get this information, for example, when they need to do stuff like you know, I don't know, sprinkling pesticides or whatever, or is there any maybe adapted version for the Croatian part, where we have also the EX measures implemented? For example, you have to, I don't know, change the traps for your vineyard once a month, so a reminder for that or something like that.
Trying to be short, my answer to all of your question is yes. The software can be used by, I think, all of hardware available today: laptop, PC, iPhone, Samsung, any hardware smartphone there is on the market today. Second, yes, there is a basic option for this software that is already being used, not just in Croatia but worldwide, because worldwide there are a lot of small farmers who want to digitalize their production and exactly have what you have just asked. Number three, raising the alarms or reminding you to change your traps every once in a while is also being set by the user. So if you set that the platform reminds you every 1 month to do any activity, it will do so. Basically all the answers to your question is yes, it already exists. We do that, and we do cover it locally because all the possibilities or all the features from the softwares enables farmer to react or to be active user, as you have just described.
Okay, thank you very much. I have to study this a bit and to see for my users, and so I can recommend it to the people I'm working with. So pleasure. The software price, is this a subscription or is a software price one cent?
It's a subscription model.
Yeah, the thing is, my suggestion is for maybe to include some sort of one-time purchase for a certain amount of time, because for example, if I have a project which is lasting, I don't know, 3 years, I cannot finance anything outside that. So one-time purchase for 5 years for some discount could maybe yield that this could be purchased from the projects.
We usually create different packages, also depending on what is going on the market. For example, following this Europe Digital program from 22 to 27, EU will subsidize with 7.5 billion euros envelope digital transformation of small and medium farmers across European Union. And when will the initial call for Croatia be? I do not know, but for example, Hungarians already did their part for this year for digital transformation of small farmers. And yeah, farm management software companies have achieved quite good result on Hungarian market. So once again, I do not have the information for Croatia when it will start, but it's going to be quite convenient for everybody who wants to go through digital transformation to hook up on this subsidy from Europe Digital program and bring to their farming location our farm management software.
Okay, thank you very much for your answers. It really looks great, to be honest.
We know, thank you.
Thank you, Mirko. Thank you, Hrvoje. Do we have more questions for Hrvoje?
Okay. No. Then I'm gonna go. Then I'm gonna go muted and turn the camera off. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much once again. Thank you. Now we are moving to Ireland. As for our international example, I am very pleased to present to you Mr. Ricardo Carbajo from the National Centre for Applied Data Analytics and Artificial Intelligence from Ireland. This center is National Center for AI, and it deals with research, development, and use of artificial intelligence, as well as data analytics and innovations. Mr. Carbajo is the head of innovations and development in CeADAR, and they are focused on developing advanced data analytics and artificial intelligence solutions for SMEs and multinational companies. So, Ricardo, here you go.
Thank you, everyone, for the introduction. I'm going to share. Let me see. Can you can see them, right?
Yes, I can see it. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, so hello, everyone. It's great to be here today, and thanks for SIMORA and Pismo for inviting me. It has been very interesting today what I've learned about the agricultural sector in Croatia, the sort of problems you have, what sort of activities you're doing there, problems with funding, and the sort of inconsistencies in applications in funding, and constraints that we also experience in Ireland and in Spain, because I'm originally from Spain. And also how Pismo operates, which is very similar to how CeADAR operates, as both of us are actually applying to become European DIHs. And also, I have to say that, yeah, my sympathy goes to everyone impacted by the earthquake. Indeed, you know, the center director of CeADAR was there at the time, so he was suffering the earthquake firsthand. So anyway, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to present the center as a DIH in AI, and then I will give 2 examples of projects in the area of green manufacturing using AI. So as you were saying, I'm Ricardo. I'm the head of innovation and development in CeADAR. So what is CeADAR? CeADAR was founded around, I think, 8 years ago or so, right? And it was funded by these organizations at the bottom, Enterprise Ireland and IDA, which I think they are like SIMORA. They are governmental agencies that are actually promoting industry, and then because of that, these 2 organizations created CeADAR. So CeADAR is like Pismo, it's a DIH. The center was created as a DIH. They call it Technology Center, but indeed it's a synonym of Digital Innovation Hub. And it's the Digital Innovation Hub, the only one in artificial intelligence in Ireland. We are based in 2 universities, mainly in University College Dublin, with some participation from Technological University Dublin. And even though we are in these universities, we don't work in the academic settings, by lecturing and so on. Everything we do is applied research and for the benefit of companies, of SME, of industries and public organizations as well. And we do publications as well. But I mean, as I said, everything we do is applied research. So trying to bring the research into innovation for industry. We have a lot of member companies, I'll show you now, and then more than 50 prototypes, which I'll explain later. And as you can see, there's a set of like accolades that we have got, or awards there. So we are Ireland's DIH in AI, selected by the European Commission, and also, if you know what the BDVA is, Big Data Value Association, we are an AI space, and I will explain it later. So this is the sort of members that we have. As you can see, we have loads of them. They are, you know, to our membership, to our club, and they get special, you know, services for them. And we are considered there, I mean, for all of these companies as a one-stop shop. So they come to us when they are looking for innovation and applied R&D in areas such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analytics, all the same, right? So they are coming here to add value, to actually help. You are here to help them embrace AI, because many of them are kind of lost. They have heard about AI, but they don't know how to start. Others are more advanced, as you can see, you know, big names there, and they already have their data analytics team or machine learning engineers team, but they still need, for example, to tackle different areas, or just to to minimize the risk in a particular area of investment, for example, applying, let's say, reinforcement learning, and they don't have capacity to do that, and they come to us. So we are here, to cater for all sorts of needs there. So at the moment we have, as you can see on the left-hand side, we have 29% multinational companies in our membership club. Then 69% are more SMEs, and 2% are public sector members. As you can see, public sector is part of the EDIH as well. We have to reach into that, all the DIHs, and improve the adoption of AI. But SMEs are the key targets for DIHs such as CeADAR or Pismo. In there, you can see on the right-hand side, we have, this is more or less the breakdown of the sectors of the member companies that are in CeADAR. We have a lot of in energy, financial services, AI and data analytics, health or professional services, but obviously we have in other sectors, legal, manufacturing, media marketing, telecommunications, retail, property, and agriculture as well, as you were talking today. So far, as of the third last month, we had 90 full member companies, but then these member companies, they get the services from CeADAR, but that doesn't mean that the rest of the companies that are not members cannot get the services. They are other type of services, and in that network we have more than 1,470 companies that we have collaborated with. I was mentioning that we are really a digital innovation hub, and we were created as a digital innovation hub in AI since our existence, since 8 years ago. Okay, so because of that, we have been focused on constructing the center as with the ethos of becoming a DIH, with the values of serving the SMEs and so on. And because of that, we were selected in 2019 as one of the top 30 AI DIHs innovation hubs by the European Commission. Okay, and then also we have received the outstanding contribution to the development and implementation of AI strategy in business in Ireland. And specifically, one of the things that is quite good for us is that we are part of the BDVA, which is now the DAIRO, the association. So it was Big Data Value Association. The big players are there in terms of machine learning, AI, and big data, and trying to push for the adoption of AI in industry as an association there. So as part of this association, the AI spaces are a selected group of DIHs as well, which have to comply with certain criteria to become an AI space. Okay, so we are one of the 9 ones which achieve the highest merit, which is gold. Okay, so we are certified as BDVA AI Space Gold member. And then finally, in this one, we are the European Data Science and AI Awards founder, together with another company, and this is participated as well by the BDVA. We didn't do it last year because of COVID, but this year we are going to organize it again, and that will be the 3rd or the 4th time we do it. We are members of the DIH World, which is the European project that actually funds this or supports this community day event today. And this is a strategic project for us, and I suppose for Pismo as well and SIMORA, because it is actually connecting all of us, all of the DIHs in the area in the vertical of manufacturing, to become better in collaboration, and then to actually create strategic alliances. And based on what I've seen today, I think there is a lot of synergies there, because, for example, we are not that much in gaming, and even though we are in agriculture or agri-tech, we would like to learn from you. And I think there's a lot of things that we can provide as well. So in terms of technologies, you can imagine if we are in AI, we do a lot of machine learning, deep learning, reinforcement learning as well. In the area of IoT as well, analysis of IoT devices, sensors, data, and so on. Data visualization is a big area for us. It has to be, right? When we work with SMEs. Big data, blockchain as well. Lots of praise in supply for blockchain. Blockchain using for supply, sorry. Data mining, data warehousing and management, which is key these days. And many companies actually, they want to apply AI, but they need sort of data warehousing before they can start doing that. Explainable AI as part of whole machine learning, deep learning, as is needed more and more with all the ethical constraints. Recommender systems, computer vision and image analytics, as you can imagine, loads of projects on that in many verticals. Predictive analytics in general. NLP, text analytics, using, for example, the latest technologies such as transformers for summarization, audio analytics, and real-time streaming and time series. And then on the right-hand side, you can see that some of the sectors in which we have projects. So we have, for example, a huge project in Earth observation with satellites, other in drones, in fintech, legal tech, actually processing financial documents there. For legal purposes, green energy, in wind turbines, for example, as well, prediction, health and healthcare, and cancer, using images, industry 4.0, forestry as well, analyzing the kind of like landscape of forest in Ireland. Inspection robots, for example, computer vision for inspection of robots, and there's cybersecurity, smart cities, and so on. So loads of sectors there. In terms of CeADAR, when we sell this, CeADAR is just these powerhouse in AI, which is trying to cater for any kind of SME or multinational. Those SMEs that need proof of concept at TRL 3, 4, or 5, and those that need more closer to a product developments 6, 7, and 8, and sometimes we reach TRL 9. So the idea is that we bring sort of research from the university into industry. We have loads of services there. Many of them have been aggregated under the 4 pillars that were discussed by Tomislav or before for the European DIH application. But in brief, we have advisory services. Many SMEs come just for us, to actually inform them about potential AI strategies that they can adopt. Bespoke solution, so projects that they just want to execute. Generally, they go beyond proof of concepts and these real products. AI demonstrators, we have more than 50, and these are used to actually minimize the risk of investment for our member companies, such that they all vote every 6 months as member companies, and we choose the top ones, we execute them in particular areas of interest to all of them, so they can then trial them and license them and see if they're interested in adopting such a technology. We do a lot of ecosystem networking and EU brokerage there. So you can see the Data Science Awards, but also connect people in Ireland, different companies, collaborations at national level with a lot of SMEs, a lot of projects there. Company workshops, this is very popular because they just come with problems. We just have to sit down for hours with them, split, the problems, trying to explain how AI can be applied, and just putting common sense into that and the technology that is applicable to their needs. After that, obviously, we develop POCs or demonstrators or products for them. We also do a lot of training for executives and even some sort of students as well. Okay, but most of that is for SMEs at different levels of AI, and apprenticeship as well. There's a lot of people, but we have students that come into CeADAR. They are with us 3 or 4 months, and then they leave and go to companies. So we are kind of training, the future of data scientists with us before they go, and the SMEs like that. Then also we use the maturity model as a benchmark before they come into CeADAR, first time they come into CeADAR, just to see where they are in the AI maturity level, and then we work with them. Investment and investor-ready technology, we help them find investment, so we know a lot of good national investment mechanisms and European ones, and that's what SMEs really like, that someone tells them, okay, this is how investment works. Mirko was mentioning before about these problems, so here we are to actually tell them, okay, these are the constraints, let's navigate these, so we get funding, okay, and then we execute the projects. And one thing here that was mentioned before that Pismo does is incubating companies. We do it a lot. We provide the technology, we create it in-house, and we also have an arm there for business development and attracting funding from VCs or whatever. A lot of Horizon Europe projects, and then computer infrastructure. At the moment, we have a HPC, high performance computer, called Leon, which is a €500,000 computer with the latest A100 GPUs, which is available to SMEs. These are demonstrators I was talking about, more than 50 in different areas, available to all the members that join, and every 6 months we generate another 3 or 4 more, new demonstrators in key strategic areas. This is usually like the journey when a company engages with CeADAR. We do a readiness assessment here, starting in 2 weeks. So if we say, for example, they come, we do a maturity model, we evaluate where they are, and then we say, okay, let's gonna do this proof of concept, and then by that time maybe you'll move, you know, in the maturity level. And then this is kind of the first cycle where we focus on proof of concepts with other companies that have already collaborated with us and are maybe down the line in the maturity level, a little bit, you know, more experts, you know, in the application of AI. We just go into the CeADAR cycle 2 and 3 that you see there, which is more development of prototypes or solutions. Okay. So we cater for different needs. So finally, I've selected 2 projects in the area of green manufacturing using AI. The first one is called Perception. It's a €3 million project funded by the national government in Ireland. And it's with a company called Dawn Farms, another one, Kerep Global. Dawn Farms is one of the leading companies in meat production there in Ireland, sausages and so on. And the Kerep Global do data analytics for food. So what happened here is this is a company that actually put in a lot of effort in digitalizing, investing in sensors, investing in technology, but they want to actually optimize the whole kind of factory level, okay, to be more energy efficiency and then waste efficient as well. That's kind of like the circular manufacturing concept, you know, trying to achieve that and being greener. They are actually focused on that. So what CeADAR does there is gathering all of the data, helping structure all of that data, and then apply deep learning, machine learning, and so on. So the goal is to break, you know, the problem, okay, in different kind of like niches of work. For example, we're working on predictive maintenance for machinery, okay, building models for that, but also in image analysis there to find meat products anomalies in products, okay, or contaminants. We're also building all of these models and aggregate them in a hierarchical way to actually, with the goal of optimizing, as I said, energy or waste. We use techniques such as multimodal deep learning, computer vision, and then reinforcement learning with, but not the whole full cycle. The reinforcement learning where the human really has the final decision, okay? And then finally, another project that we concluded that was as part of the DIH World big project. It was with a company, Smart Factory in Ireland. They had access to huge spray dryers, you know, to produce milk powder, okay, for baby food. So apparently, well, apparently not. This kind of spray dryers consume a lot of energy, right? They have different states in which, you know, the process is divided, and then also different settings. For example, different inputs, different configuration, different temperatures, different ways of cooking and mixing the products, right? So one of the key interests here is just analyzing where the energy inefficiencies are coming from, okay, from which variables, from which settings, and so on. So this is the sort of analysis we were doing for them. They were very pleased because with a lot of data exploration, correcting the anomalies within the data reported as a time series, and then doing time series clustering, they could actually get that under recommendations of how to optimize the conditions depending on the different inputs or different products processed within the same spray dryer. And that is what we're doing, you know, in terms of green energy, and that's what the DIH, CeADAR as a DIH is in Ireland. So thank you very much, and if any questions, you know where to find me or later on. Thank you.
Thank you, Ricardo. That was really, really interesting, and thank you for these examples and for the opportunity to find more about you and what you're doing in CeADAR. It looks really, really great and interesting. Does anyone have any question for Ricardo? If not, for the end of this event, I will switch to Croatian language to present my other 3 guests for our Croatian public. Lijep pozdrav svima. Predstavljam vam 3 sljedeće govornice za naše poduzetnike i sve one koji imaju neke aspiracije prema digitalnoj zelenoj tranziciji. S nama su danas Romana Kerep iz Poduzetničkog centra Krapinsko-zagorske županije. Romana, dobar dan.
Dobar dan. Dobar dan, Filipe, i dobar dan svima. Drago mi je da sam ovdje. Počašćena sam i vesela sam da pričamo o ovim jako važnim temama kao što je digitalizacija, budućnost startupa, razvoj inovacija, razvoj poduzetništva.
Hvala vam. Također s nama je gospođa Draženka Draženović-Kostelac iz Hrvatske banke za obnovu i razvitak. Dobar dan, Draženka, jeste s nama?
Dobar dan, evo jesam, nadam se da me vidite i čujete. Evo, hvala na ovoj prilici da mogu predstaviti zapravo mjere i proizvode Hrvatske banke za obnovu i razvitak, posebno za vašu županiju, Sisačko-moslavačku.
Hvala vam. I s nama je također Ana Mankas iz javne ustanove, regionalni koordinator Sisačko-moslavačke županije. Ana, dobar dan.
Dobar dan, nadam se da me čujete i vidite.
Čujemo i vidimo sve, super, hvala. Nekoliko kratkih pitanja, čisto kako bi se naši poduzetnici upoznali sa opcijama kojim se nude. Počet ću s Romanom, ako je u redu. Romana, možete li nam vi više reći o Poduzetničkom centru Krapinsko-zagorske županije, što vi tamo radite, kakve mogućnosti nudite poduzetnicima, javljaju li vam se često, kakvi su možda njihovi neki zahtjevi?
Poduzetnici su zapravo centar našeg života, našeg svijeta i volimo reći za sebe da smo hotspot poduzetništva, da emitiramo tu tematiku prema županiji i šire, a isto tako da se onda i poduzetnici ili oni koji to žele postati nama javljaju, obraćaju i traže nas za sva pitanja i sve potrebe koje imaju bez obzira na stupanj i stadij razvoja u kojem se nalaze. Poduzetnički centar Krapinsko-zagorske županije je u vlasništvu Krapinsko-zagorske županije. Dakle, mi predstavljamo javnu vlast u regiji, odnosno javno tijelo u regiji. Međutim, mi smo istovremeno i jako poduzetnički orijentirani u svom radu i istovremeno također i zarađujemo na tržištu i bavimo se uslugama koje naplaćujemo. I poticani smo i motivirani da što više zaradimo, a što manje budemo poticani, odnosno budemo podržavani kroz županiju. Ne samo zbog samoodrživosti koja je itekako važna svima i koja je isto buzzword današnjeg svijeta, nego i zbog toga da zapravo u radu sa poduzetnicima možemo pokazati i možemo svjedočiti kako je to zarađivati na tržištu i kako se to treba tržišno ponašati i kakve to navike, kakva to znanja treba slijediti i kakve standarde da bi se bio uspješan i da bi se razvijao. Čime se točno bavimo? Imamo nekoliko niša na kojima počiva naše djelovanje. Jedna su klasična savjetovanja, prvenstveno orijentirana na pripremu i provedbu projekata. To su prvenstveno projekti europskih natječaja koji se provode tu kod nas u Hrvatskoj, ali i nekih drugih grantova za koje također možemo dati savjetovanja i podršku, pa tom prilikom u nekim slučajevima izrađujemo poslovne planove, izrađujemo studije provedljivosti, isto tako i kompletne prijave izvodimo, a kad se za nas poduzetnici odluče, onda im ponudimo i provedbu. I predsavjetovanja su također dio tog procesa u kojima zapravo poduzetnicima ili zainteresiranima koji možda još i nisu poduzetnici pomažemo u odluci kojim putem krenuti i za koje natječaje se odlučiti i eventualno u kojim segmentima imaju resurse koji bi se mogli upotrijebiti dobro za njihov poduzetnički razvoj. Drugi stup našeg rada je zapravo naša poduzetnička infrastruktura, naš inkubator, poslovno-tehnološki inkubator Krapinsko-zagorske županije, koji je tu od 2020. godine, od ljeta, i koji ima 13 inkubacijskih prostora namijenjenih i uslužnim djelatnostima i proizvodnim djelatnostima i koji također ima i coworking prostore, inovativni laboratorij, centar za robotiku, kongresnu dvoranu sa najmodernijom opremom, razne druge pogodnosti zajedničkog korištenja koje su poduzetnicima danas potrebne za dobar i uspješan rad. Kad kažem da imamo objekte, odnosno prostore i za poduzetnike koji se bave uslugama i one koji proizvode, to je proizašlo zapravo iz orijentacije županije, Krapinsko-zagorske županije, koja više od 50% svojih prihoda ostvaruje zapravo iz proizvodnih djelatnosti i na to smo jako ponosni. Koliko god je digitalizacija tema ovog događanja, i također je i nama od velikog značaja i treba biti svima u suvremenom svijetu i ona se zapravo provlači kroz sve grane, ali i tradicionalna proizvodnja koja je ovdje tradicijski jako razvijena je nama isto tako u fokusu pažnje što smo htjeli pokazati kroz strukturu inkubatora. I sad uz tu, da kažemo tako, hardware strukturu objekta koji ima 2000 kvadrata i koji je izgrađen također unutar projekta financiranih iz sredstava Europske unije, jednim velikim dijelom. Mi također tu infrastrukturu dopunjujemo i dodanom vrijednošću na način da ne dozvoljavamo da to bude samo pod navodnicima, samo prostor i određene beneficije korištenja tog prostora i određena oprema u tom prostoru, nego zaista kroz rad našeg tima razvijamo različite programe, edukacije, workshope, metode, alate da bismo pomogli i poduzetnicima koji su već na tržištu, ali i onima koji to žele postati, da se razvijaju i da rade daljnje korake. Od svih programa možda bih, zapravo Filipe, mi ćemo kasnije još govoriti konkretno o investicijama, je li o investitorima. Onda možda da ne duljim dalje, mislim da sam dala jedan presjek svega što radimo. Dakle, od predinkubacijskih, akceleracijskih, predakceleracijskih, umrežavanja, organizacije eventa za startupe, natjecanja za startupe, umrežavanja s investitorima. Nema što ne radimo i za poduzetnike i za buduće poduzetnike. Evo, to bi bilo ukratko da ne duljim.
Sve, ok, hvala vam. Gospođo Draženka, pitanje za vas. HBOR, što je ono što poduzetnici mogu dobiti kod HBOR-a, što im se sve nudi, koje su nekakve mogućnosti, možete nam ukratko to predstaviti?
Ovako, znači HBOR nudi razan spektar različitih financijskih proizvoda, od kredita, savjetovanja, garancija, polica osiguranja. Međutim, ono što bih danas u ovom kratkom vremenu koje imamo zapravo istaknula za područje vaše Sisačko-moslavačke županije su mjere Hrvatske banke za obnovu i razvitak, gdje je HBOR prilagodio, znači možda mjesec ili dva nakon ovog razornog potresa koje je nažalost zadesio vašu županiju, HBOR je pripremio mjere posebno za Sisačko-moslavačku županiju na način da je promijenio 3 programa kreditiranja i prilagodio uvjete financiranja. Znači, na taj način smo pokrili i javni i privatni sektor i investicijska ulaganja i financiranje obrtnih sredstava, s tim da smo za investicijska ulaganja omogućili kamatnu stopu od 1% i za javni i za privatni sektor. Dodatno smo sa vašom Sisačko-moslavačkom županijom sklopili ugovor o poslovnoj suradnji na subvencioniranju kamata, pa je Sisačko-moslavačka županija za ta 3 programa, znači za investicije privatnog sektora, za financiranje mladih žena i početnika i za obrtna sredstva, preuzela na sebe plaćanje kamata. U tom smislu to su vam sada zapravo beskamatni krediti, posebno za ciljnu skupinu mladih početnika koji posluju do 2 godine. Oni koji su do 40 godina starosti, to su za nas mladi poduzetnici, i isto tako za žene poduzetnice, znači za firme, obrte gdje su većinski vlasnici ženske osobe i koje su upravo i direktorice. Znači to su zapravo beskamatni krediti sa 0% kamatnom stopom za investicije, ali i za obrtna sredstva. Za javni sektor je ostao tih 1% kamatna stopa.
Super, hvala vam puno. Vratit ću se kasnije da vas još nešto pitam. Ana, možete li nam vi reći što vi nudite poduzetnicima u Sisačko-moslavačkoj županiji i koliko vam se često možda javlja sa nekakvim zahtjevima koji su više usmjereni prema zelenom i digitalnom? Jeste li imali već kakvih iskustva s time ili tek očekujete da će se više javljati vam?
Pa evo ovako, mi svakodnevno primamo pozive poduzetnika i svakodnevno nam netko dođe i redovito se poduzetnici i budući poduzetnici informiraju o tome što je moguće i što više, svi su usmjereni na digitalno i zeleno, kako i sami poduzetnici, tako i natječaji. Poduzetnici su sve mlađi i mlađi i logično je da su usmjereni na taj dio i mi njih pratimo zapravo od samih početaka, od onoga kad bi se oni htjeli zaposliti, odnosno samo zaposliti kad je sve još na razini nekakve ideje, pa do sve pripremamo poslovne planove za samozapošljavanje, za HZZ prije svega, onda im pomažemo prilikom kreditiranja čak i za HBOR i za HAMAG dosta i sad je baš velika potražnja za kredite HBOR-a, kao što je gospođa Draženka mogla i primijetiti da ju često kontaktiramo i sve, nadamo se da nismo naporni, ali evo drago nam je da se nešto događa po tom pitanju u našoj županiji. I onda u konačnici pripremamo projektne prijave i provodimo projekte za poduzetnike. Kad i pratimo ih zapravo za cijelo vrijeme njihovog, što god mogu, što god trebaju, oni nas mogu nazvati, pitati i redovito nas zovu i pratimo ih zaista i sretni smo što im možemo pomoći, pogotovo kad su u pitanju mladi ljudi.
Super, hvala. Gospođa Romana, vi ste bili spomenuli inovacije, možemo li se sada vratiti na to? I također isto pitanje, jeste li već imali kakvih upita vezano od strane poduzetnika za zelenu digitalnu tranziciju ili neke njihove ideje, da su vam došli osobno i rekli da bi htjeli nešto pokrenuti?
Ima naravno dosta takvih upita i sve više su poduzetnici informirani o toj tematici u kojoj je sad usmjerena većina natječaja i bit će usmjereno kako je sada sve to definirano za buduće financijsko razdoblje i buduću financijsku omotnicu EU. Neki još nisu do kraja svjesni mogućnosti koje imaju kroz te natječaje i kroz tematiku koja se u njima, koja je fokusirana u njima. Međutim, mi i za to nastojimo dati podršku kroz različite radionice. Evo, baš ćemo sutra imati organiziranu radionicu u suradnji sa HAMAG BICRO-om. Inače, odnedavno imamo i HAMAG BICRO ured u okviru poslovno-tehnološkog inkubatora. I radionica će biti uglavnom posvećena ovom novom natječaju koji je objavljen nedavno za novoosnovana poduzeća i za komercijalizaciju inovacija. Tako da ćemo zapravo objasniti na koji način to mogu poduzetnici implementirati i za koje sve aktivnosti i zbog čega bi im to moglo biti zanimljivo. A isto tako kad se govori o digitalizaciji, ono što nastojimo je spajati ih sa tvrtkama koje su provodile različite projekte vezane uz digitalizaciju, pa već znaju na koji način bi mogli detektirati područje za drugu neku tvrtku u kojem bi ona isto tako mogla ostvariti neki uspješan takav projekt i neki uspješan program i krenuti putem digitalizacije. Dakle, interes je, međutim treba još puno na tome raditi da ta tema dođe zaista u svaki put do svakog poduzeća, do svakog i najmanjeg poduzetnika, da zaista svi shvate da se mogu sada oboružati svim tim digitalnim alatima i digitalnim metodama za uspješnije poslovanje i za uspješno priključivanje tržišnim standardima.
Kako su neka vaša predviđanja za budućnost? Hoće li se više ljudi, osobito poduzetnici, početi osvješćivati o mogućnostima kojim se nude ili ih više treba malo onako potaknuti na to?
U ovom trenutku ih još treba poticati, to se vidi, ali ja bih rekla da će se dogoditi jedan zaokretni moment u kojem će ta stvar krenuti nekako sama od sebe, odnosno u kojem će se dostići jedan nivo prosvjećenosti pojma digitalizacije i zelene tranzicije, U konačnici sada milenijalsi su se zaista dobro priključili na tu temu i oni je guraju, ona im je važna, naime i na jednu i na drugu, njima je to od primarnog značaja, tako da će i oni u tom smjeru vući društvo i vjerojatno će se to s vremenom, taj cijeli proces usmjeriti da bude sve više spontan. Međutim, u ovom trenutku još treba dosta savjetovati, još treba raditi, pogotovo u ruralnim područjima, drugčije naravno sve što smo bliže Zagrebu, to je situacija drugčija i to se još uvijek osjeti, ali treba jako raditi na tom stvaranju ujednačenosti, ujednačenih nivoa razvoja u svim prostorima Hrvatske. I ono što mislim da je važno za taj proces je da svi koji se bavimo poduzetnicima i startupima zaista na toj temi surađujemo i da zaista im zajednički pomažemo, bez obzira na to jel se oni nalaze u našoj ili vašoj županiji, da to ne budu naše i vaše županije, možda to se zvuči onako malo kao parola, ali postoji čak i jedan pojam koji sam nedavno čula, koji je na tragu nečeg što se i meni već u zadnje vrijeme čini da je potrebno razvijati, a to je co-opetition. Dakle, suradnja koja je, bez obzira na to što smo možda konkurenti ili što ćemo nekog trenutka biti u nekom poslu ili kod nekog klijenta konkurenti, ali da prvo bazično surađujemo da bismo ih što više razvili, da bi razvili taj bazen mogućnosti za sve nas, da ne bi bili više neka mala zemlja gurnuta u kut zbivanja, nego da počne na našem području sve vrviti od razvoja, a onda kad se nađemo u situaciji da nam je neko možda za neku našu uslugu potencijalni klijent, pa onda ćemo pregovarati i nuditi sve svoje najbolje i onako pokazati svo svoje perje u raskoši proljeća kako to treba biti, ali prije tog trenutka mislim da je jako važna suradnja. I koliko detektiram iz naših programa u kojima radimo sa raznim respektabilnim institucijama koje nas sponzoriraju i potiču, kao što je recimo Finance in Motion, pa i Europska banka za obnovu i razvoj, pa World Business Angels Investment Forum, pa sad već razni strani partneri s kojima smo kroz projekte ušli u suradnju. Radeći s njima vidjela sam, odnosno puno radeći u tim međunarodnim konzorcijima, da je zapravo suradnja primarna, makar se svi mi ponekad nađemo u poziciji da vučemo poduzetnike k nama i da ih privlačimo i da ih želimo motivirati da na kraju krajeva negdje bace sidro tamo gdje bi mi htjeli, ali primarno je potrebno ih zaista razvijati da dobijemo jednu bazu kvalitetnih startupa i malih i srednjih poduzeća koja će biti kičma ovog društva.
Hvala vam puno na ovome, jako lijepo rečeno i vjerujem da se svi možemo s time složiti. Gospođo Draženka, koliko traju vremenske nekakve procedure dobivanja kredita? Koliko je to možda za poduzetnike u nekoj njihovoj viziji, predstavlja im to nekakav problem što se tiče vremena ili kakva su neka vaša iskustva?
Pa zapravo ovisi o tome da li je to direktni kredit ili putem poslovne banke i da li je kredit za investicije ili obrtna sredstva. Krediti za obrtna sredstva su brzi krediti koji se odobravaju ako su direktni recimo za 2 do 3 tjedna, s tim da krediti za investicije traju malo duže. Naravno oni zahtijevaju puno detaljnije i veće analize. I otprilike nekakva iskustva su da za investicije direktni krediti su oko 2 do 3 mjeseca. Može potrajati ta cijela procedura. Ako su krediti putem poslovnih banaka, znači zapravo najveći dio posla se obavlja u poslovnoj banci i kad je zapravo nekakva odluka u poslovnoj banci donesena, onda se to prosljeđuje u HBOR. Otprilike 10-ak dana traje procedura samo u HBOR-u. Dakle, to su otprilike rokovi, naravno oni ovisi o tome koliko je došlo zahtjeva za kredit. U zadnje vrijeme, što je dobra činjenica je da dolazi sve više sa područja Sisačko-moslavačke županije, što je rezultat i ovih naših mjera i povoljnih uvjeta financiranja i subvencije od strane Sisačko-moslavačke županije, tako da stvarno se vidi, naravno i Sisačko-moslavačka županija i SIMORA su oformile tim ljudi koji pomažu poduzetnicima u pripremi dokumentacije, što je stvarno pohvalno i mislim da je to jedinstven slučaj u Hrvatskoj, sad kaže za HBOR, ali vidim da pripremaju, pomažu priprema dokumentaciju za HAMAG i tako da to se stvarno vidi.
Super. Vi imate i međunarodno poslovno iskustvo. Koje je neko vaše mišljenje o poduzetništvu kod nas u Hrvatskoj, osobito u Sisačko-moslavačkoj županiji i negdje nekakvoj europskoj razini? Zaostali možda naši poduzetnici prema nekakvom svom poslovnom razvoju ili prate trendove?
Ovako, znači, naravno, kako je naša Hrvatska različita, sa različitim uvjetima za poslovne subjekte, i to se naravno reflektira na njihovom poslovanju i uspješnosti poslovanja. Za Sisačko-moslavačku županiju ono što je dominantno i što primjećujem u razgovoru sa poduzetnicima su otežani uvjeti financiranja koji se pogotovo sad osjećaju nakon ovog razornog potresa. Pogotovo je to nedostatak radne snage. Znači to je ono što je krucijalno i svima je veliki problem pronaći adekvatnu radnu snagu za pokrenuti ili za razvijati nekako poslovanje ili barem ga održati onako kako je bilo prije. Također ono što je jako bitno na području Sisačko-moslavačke županije je nedostatak poslovnih prostora. Znači, jako se ljudi, poduzetnici žale da ne mogu naći adekvatne poslovne prostore zbog sad posljedica potresa. Također cijene investicija su porasle i još će po predviđanjima rasti. Cijene inputa također rastu, ali to nije slučaj samo Sisačko-moslavačke, to je specifično za cijelu našu Hrvatsku. Dakle, sve su to nekakvi faktori koji utječu na uspješnost poslovanja i ono zapravo koji bi se trebali na neki način pronaći i premostiti da se omogući razvoj, to jest jednoliki razvoj svih dijelova Republike Hrvatske.
Ana, vi ste pričali o vašem radu sa poduzetnicima. Kako vi stojite po pitanju njihovog informiranja? Je li se oni više javljaju vama ili vi njih nekako kontaktirate ili vezano za nove natječaje? Kako to funkcionira u praksi?
Pa oni se nama javljaju u potrebi. Dakle, isključivo kad oni imaju nekakvu potrebu, malo je onih koji nas zovu čisto da pitaju što ima, ali po tom pitanju SIMORA je zaista aktivna jer redovito se objavljuju neki novi natječaji na našem webu i na društvenim mrežama, čak se i šalju mailovi poduzetnicima po pojedinim kategorijama, tako da zaista mislim da smo po tom pitanju pokrili ovo naše područje sa informacijama pravovremenim i zaista zanimljivim. Evo, svakome je nešto zanimljivo i redovito se informiraju.
Kako su neka vaša viđenja za budućnost? Hoće li vam se možda više poduzetnici javljati kada se kreću stvari oko zelenog i digitalnog ili...
Pa gledajte, mislim da hoće, ali s druge strane mi smo dosta ruralno područje, tako da ipak i to moramo uzeti u obzir. Evo mi sad prije svega osjeti se posljedice potresa i sada svi rade na nekakvoj toj obnovi svog poslovanja i u tom dijelu su najzastupljeniji krediti. Mladi su orijentirani na zeleno i digitalno i mislimo da će to svakako biti u porastu jer to je budućnost, to svi vidimo i mislim da je to zapravo neupitno. Tako da mislim da moramo biti realni da možemo očekivati i da će ići u smjeru zelenog i digitalnog, ali da smo još uvijek dosta ruralni, što je isto mislim ok. Tako da evo malo onako diplomatski odgovor, ali to je to.
Ništa, zahvaljujem se svima na sudjelovanju na ovom kratkom panelu. Hvala vam što ste se predstavili i malo opisali čime se bave institucije, organizacije s koje dolazite. Za kraj prebacit ću se samo na engleski jezik da se još jedanput zahvalim svima i odjavim sa ovoga eventa. Video ovog eventa će biti dostupan i online na svim društvenim mrežama SIMORE kroz dan 2, tako da ukoliko vas nešto još zanimati dodatno, moći ćete ga slobodno i pogledati. For the end of this event, I would like to thank all two speakers that are joining us today. It was really a pleasure to having you all today, and we are really grateful for this opportunity. This video of this event will be available on all SIMORA's and PISMO social media accounts in 1 to 2 days, so you can freely see it again. Thank you all very much, and I wish you success and a nice day. Bye.
Thank you and bye.
Bye.
Have a nice day.